welcome to Soul Food Sunday. This is Foodies. It is the premiere show, very special episode because it's our very first one. You never have a first again. I am your host, Vixen, VIXYN 808. As you know, a Vixen has two meanings. It's a female fox, and I am quite literally a female fox, am I not? But no, the animal fox, if it's a female, is called a vixen. And then also vixen has another meaning if you are like a seductive, fine, and foxy lady. So I like to think I'm both of those things. And guess what? If you don't think so, keep it to yourself. We don't need to know about it. I don't hear all the good things and none of the bad things. So this is a feature show loading. As you know, we are maintaining the rules of feature show. So guess what? No adult languages. That's right. Keep your potty mouths to yourselves. Even in the comments, you'll get booted with no warning. No adult beverages. That's right. We're going to keep it PG-13. No adult commentary. So all that adult hibbity, booty, we don't want to talk about it here. And we already do that because as you know, your girl Vixen doesn't drink, smoke, fornicate, goes to church every time the doors are open. You ain't got to do all that. I'm just telling you where I'm at in my life, in my journey, in my walk. So today's a great special day because Foodies is, of course, a feature show loading. As I said, we're going to maintain all those rules. And it's all about food. Food, fellowship, and fun. That's what it's all about. And in order to have fellowship, what do you have? You got to have more than one person. So please, welcome to the box, our very special guest, superstar streamer who has her own feature show. I'll let you tell us all about it. It is Shynezilla. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. Coming to the box right now. Bam. We in there. Welcome to Foodies, Shine.
Hey, am I glitching for you?
You are, man. You're like, it's like a, like a strobe rave up in here, girl. Getting us turned up early on in this one. But. We're going to try again. We're going to bring her back to the box. So if you love food, if you love fellowship, and you love fun, this is the place to be every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Be there or be square or be there and be square. We don't care. Just be here. Just be here. Welcome back, Shine. Girl, you a strobe light. What's going on?
Let me go all the way out. I'll be right back.
Yes, she's going to go out and be all the way back. So let me tell you just a little bit about the show. Each week we will be cooking a special dish, either that's meaningful to me, meaningful to my guest, or something in the news. We're going to feature something. I'm going to whip it up for you, and we're going to have a great conversation, great discussion in the meantime. We're going to talk about our favorite foods, growing up, cooking, what food means to us, what this dish means to us, and all that jazz. We're going to have some cooking challenges. Today, Shine is challenging me to a cooking contest. The next week, I may be challenging Ms. Unique to a cooking contest. You never know. You just never know. So if you love food, you're in the right place because you are with the Foodies. I know I'm a foodie. Shine is a foodie. We love our food. You might be able to tell as much for Shine because, you know, she's a skinny mini and I used to be a skinny mini and then, I don't know, I ate too much good food or something now. Yeah, we're back. We're back. We worked out all the glitches, girl. And this is coffee because it's never a bad time to caffeinate, in my opinion.
Yes. Cheers.
All right, welcome to the show, superstar Shynezilla. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your own food journey, why you love food, what's your favorite dish?
Okay. I am Shynezilla. We up in here, and basically, I am a foodie. I'm the type of person that will go to a restaurant and order something new that I've never ate before. So each time I'm experiencing what I like or what I don't like, because you never know until you know, right?
Oh.
And my favorite go-to, regardless of anything, is a potato.
Oh.
If you got anything with
so versatile.
Potato, I'm in there because you can do everything and it fills you up.
Oh, yes. Filling, nutritious, and delicious. So many people demonize the potato for the carbohydrates, but one, they are natural carbohydrates made by God. Those are okay. Two, if you look at the nutritional facts on a sweet potato versus a regular potato, they're basically the same. It's around the same calories. All the micronutrients are basically the same. Don't you demonize my white potatoes. They're good sauteed. They're good fried, roasted, toasted, made into hash browns. Potatoes, in my opinion, can do no wrong. So that's a good one. I love that.
And I have a fun fact about these potatoes.
Fun fact about
There are
potatoes.
different. Yes, there's different color potatoes for depending on what meal you're trying to make. Do not use the red potato for French fries. I'm just letting you know now. You actually want to use the brown potatoes. The red potatoes are pretty much for potato salads, something that you're going to be mixing it with something because it gets real soft. And I mean, that's just me. That's my preference. So
That's
I like
so
to use
true,
certain
though.
colors.
That's actually very, very true. They have different purposes. For instance, if you use like the waxy red potatoes and mashed potatoes, they can get very mushy and like almost create a real slimy kind of texture. Those are the kind you want to have the skin on. You want to either roast them, and then if you do make mashed potatoes, leave the skin on and mash them real quick, hand mash. Don't use a mixer because it'll develop all that starch and it'll be like glue and goop, girl. You don't want none of that.
Yeah. I love the yellow potatoes for homemade potatoes, mashed potatoes, and I like the brown potatoes for French fries.
Girl, yes. And here's a hot tip for French fries. When you cut up homemade French fries, soak them in cold water overnight, and then drain them and pat them dry, and then double fry. So fry them one time at 350, crank the heat up 400, fry them again, and they're super crispy and super brown.
Okay, I'm feeling that. I'm about that life.
Yes, yes, yes. So other than potatoes, like, do you have like a favorite dish or a signature dish that you like to cook?
Being that I'm not the best cooker, I will give you, I will put a steak with either Brussels sprouts or asparagus and some form of a potato.
A steak. So what cut of steak do you like? I love a ribeye. It's fatty, it's delicious, it's juicy, and then how do you like it done? I'm a medium well girl. So medium well ribeye. Bone in or bone out. But with the bone in, it's harder to get that medium well because it's going to be a little rare sometimes around the bone. So when I get the bone, I get it well done. Girl, people of color don't like to see the color of pink in the meat. Even though it's not blood, it's heme. It'll be cooked through. But girl, one like to see that red in our meat. We like, no, send it back.
We do not. I like the T-bone.
Oh, yes.
I do like the T-bone.
Ooh, you know what my favorite part of a T-bone is? That you get the ribeye and you get the strip and then you get the little bit of the ribeye. And girl, sometimes because it's so close together, you get a little bit of that filet in there too. It's like 2 for 1 all the time. Sometimes you get a little 3.
Yeah.
I love it. I just, yeah.
So my secret about these any red meats, chicken, beef, any red meats at all, because I do have a problem with the blood.
Yes.
So my weird foodiness in me is every single thing needs to be boiled first. Then I'm like a double cooker. So I'll boil it first. Then I'll go ahead and either fry it, whatever I'm finna top it off with. So I have to make sure it's boiled because I cannot eat it if I see blood.
That's actually a good way to make sure that your meat is tender is to boil it first. Because you don't always have to boil in water. You can boil in beef stock. You can boil it with soy sauce. You can add vinegar, which breaks down those tough fibrous meats. You can put salt in the water. So boiling is actually a good way to tenderize that flavor in your meat before you either throw it on the grill or put it in the saute pan. Very good. I love that. So before we get started, tell everybody when you stream where they can find you and tell them about your feature show that I will also be on soon.
Let's go. Yeah, so my show is in the works. It's every Fridays from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's about passion. So if you can give me 3 clues about your passion, and you come on my show, and I will try to guess it. We've also added to it so where if you don't have a passion or can't do the homework of getting your passion together, you could just box up and try to guess my AI's passion, because we are a featured show who are featuring the first AI into a featured show.
So I love that. We love a pioneer, especially a woman pioneer, especially a woman of color pioneer. We love that.
So if you want to come
Cheers
through
to you.
and let me guess yours, if you want to come through and let me guess yours, or you want to come through and guess the AIs, hit up me or Beard Raider because she is my admin, and we will surely plug you into the show. And Vixen, you gonna be up in here next week, girl.
I sure am, and my goal is to stump you, girl, with my passion. My goal is to stump you. Yes.
You did last time.
Cheers. Yes, I gotta do it again. Cheers to that. But either way, it's a fun time. Shout out to Beard Raider. She's one of the greatest admins on the app. We got a lot of admins out there. Beard Raider is one of the greatest. EJ, who has been helping me, he's one of the greatest. Shout out to them. Cheers to them. The sip's for you.
Cheers. Cheers to y'all. Fact. Because without the admins, baby.
So,
be too hard in the street.
So listen, are you ready to get cooking? I gotta show these ingredients, girl.
All right, let's go. So
you don't know what we're making today, but this is from my childhood. I've been making it for so long, girl. So before I get started, tell me a dish from your childhood, and I'm going to do what we need to do before we start cooking anything and wash my hands while you tell the story of your favorite childhood dish. I'll be here. Wash hands.
So honestly, my favorite childhood dish would have been... Chicken,
yes. Crazy. Prepared how? Because I got some chicken today.
My mom, honestly, listen, she can fry the life out of chicken. I don't know how she does it. Sometimes it's sometimes it's a skill.
I can
still never get my chicken like my mama.
I love
So she would make the chicken. She would do the little sweet potatoes. She would also have like the green beans. Some people don't even like green beans like that. And, but she also would throw them little chitlers in, and I don't care how good she made them, I was not the one for those chitterlings. I'm going to just say that right now.
Girl, chicken. So, I'm actually making chicken today, and my mom is, as you know, Filipino. Some people may have not known that. This is a Filipino dish. Girl, I had to wait till adulthood to learn how to batter and fry, because my mom would fry chicken now, and her batter was delicious and crispy, but she fried all the juices out of that chicken, girl. It was don't tell my mama. She ain't gonna be on this app. You ain't gotta worry about that. She been married for 60 years. She ain't gonna be on here. Don't tell my mama. She made the driest fried chicken I ever had, girl. It was so dry. It'd be so brown and delicious and crispy. You bite it and all the flavor, and then it's so dry. She cooked everything out of the chicken. And because my dad is originally from Mississippi, you know, they met when he was in the Philippines for the Air Force. But because he's originally from the deep south, he wanted that good soul food. So my mom used to cook them chitterlings too, girl, clear out the whole house. Smelled like a stank booty up in there. We would run outside and stay outside till the trauma was over. So let me introduce these ingredients today. So we have, let's see what you already know chicken. So I'm using wings. Traditionally they would use dark meat, either thighs or drumsticks or a whole quarter. I'm using chicken wings because that's my favorite. So let's see if you can guess what I'm cooking based upon ingredients. So with this chicken, we're going to have a little bit of soy sauce, some umami for you. Kikoman. Apple cider vinegar. Onion. Garlic. Bam. Bay leaves. And that is really it. Olive oil, of course, and we're gonna serve it. Don't tell my mom about this either. I'm using a cheat. 90-second jasmine rice. She would kill me. I'm supposed to have a rice cooker, y'all. Don't tell my mom. So you have any idea what we're making with all these ingredients?
Gumbo.
Oh, so close. It is a very flavorful dish with umami. It is called chicken adobo. It is the national dish of the Philippines. Chicken adobo. So they have a ton of facts about chicken adobo on Wikipedia. So let's Wikipedia that while I get the chicken out of the freezer. And here's a hot tip if you did not know. There is a defrost button on your microwave. I prefer to freeze everything because I don't want it to go bad. And then I'll just hit the defrost button on the microwave when I'm ready to go, because if you put it in the refrigerator and then you don't get to cook it, you'll forget it's there to go bad. So hot tip, freeze it all. Package and freeze it. And then if you cook it, guess what? Just push the
I'm a freezer. I will freeze the life. I will freeze everything. Everything
Girl,
goes in
I'm
that
the
freezer.
same way. Just freeze it all. Freeze it all.
And it keeps it to where you can actually use it so much later into the month, you know? You don't
Yeah.
immediately have to use it.
So, have you ever heard of chicken adobo?
No.
Oh my goodness, it's so good. Girl, I got too much food in this freezer. We ain't never gonna find anything. First of all, so chicken adobo is actually Spanish for marinade because the ingredients we're using today, these are actually things that you would marinate your meat in, like such as the soy sauce, such as the vinegar, because as I said, that's gonna break down the meat, make it nice and tender, and delicious and flavorful. If you don't use soy sauce, you need to add that as a staple into your repertoire because it just makes everything delicious. So this is a ton of chicken. We don't need all this chicken. We're probably gonna put half of it in here for the defrost. So let me get me a container for this bad boy. So a few things about chicken adobo. March 15th is my baby brother's birthday, the Ides of March, and that is chicken adobo's birthday. That's when it was declared the official dish of the Philippines. So I'm going to show you a little picture here. See if you can see that. This is actually pork adobo. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a stewed dish, super duper packed with flavor. You wouldn't think that so few ingredients would end up being so delicious. But it really is. And there are a lot of people, they do the fresh peppercorns whole and they leave it in there. But girl, when I can do that, I accidentally eat them and it's a bad vibe. So therefore, I don't do that. I just put some pepper and move on with my life. And even if I use the peppercorns, I just grind it into there. So there's lots of variations. Some people use brown sugar or regular sugar to make a sort of sweet, savory dish. Some people add a lot of spices. I keep it real simple because I don't mix my sweets and my savories. So I don't like it personally. And then some people just cannot eat spicy food. So that being the case, I like to keep it flavorful and then not include in that super spices like, jalapenos are not too spicy, but every now and again you get a super spicy jalapeno. But I'll be honest, even jalapenos being low on the Scoville scale, some people can't handle that. So we're going to put about half of this chicken in here on defrost while we prep the rest of our ingredients. Where is this defrost button? So never heard of chicken adobo. What's your other favorite dishes other than fried chicken? Do you have any other just favorite dishes? Back to the freezer with this.
Me personally, I like fish and I know dishes, but it's like I'm getting brain freeze right now. Just like when you ask me what's my childhood favorite, I'm like, oh my god, I forget. Oh wait, chicken.
Yes.
Go-to chicken.
Chicken, the go-to.
But
the go-to chicken.
My favorite dish. I mean, honestly, I love fish as well. I love shrimp. So,
girl,
I am a seafood.
I feel the same about shrimp that I do about potatoes in every iteration. I love it.
Yeah, so if I'm at one of those spots where they're cooking the food for you, I'm getting a trio. So I'm gonna get the beef, I'm gonna get the chicken and the seafood all in one. So if I could get it all together, I'd eat it all together.
Yum. So the cooking method for the Filipino dish, chicken adobo, is of course, as I said, it's indigenous to the Philippines, and the various pre-colonial people of the Philippines often prepared their food with vinegar and salts and various preparations due to the tropical climate. So that, of course, creates almost a briny environment that keeps your meat from going bad. So vinegar, in particular, is one of the most important ingredients in Filipino cuisine. So traditional types of vinegar they use are coconut, cane, nipa palm, and then also kaong palm. So they're all linked to traditional alcohol fermentation. There's a lot of fermented food in the Philippines. So it's great for your gut health. I'm telling you, I am living on a combination of ginger roots, vinegar, and soy sauce at all times. I've got great good health. I've eaten a lot of fermented foods from the time I was a child. And then when I learned about the health benefits of turmeric, I also started to incorporate that. So with this,
I use turmeric.
Yes,
I definitely
so
use
good for
turmeric.
you. So with your onions, you just want to do sliced onions. You don't have to dice them. This is a super easy dish. It doesn't require a lot of prep work, and everything just goes right in the pan. So I'm
I
actually,
also use cloves. I use cloves a lot as
oh,
well
so
to
good
make
for
them
you.
more
That's
flavor.
another ingredient
Yeah.
that has so many health benefits. Anytime you can add in things that just benefit your health, I love to add it into my food. Some people drink
Yeah.
shots of apple cider vinegar, and I'm like, why would I do that? I can like cut up some salad greens or a cucumber and put vinegar, salt, and pepper and olive oil in there rather than taking shots of the stuff, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
so we're gonna
and you can use it with your salads too. Like I put
exactly.
apple cider vinegar in with my salads, and on top of ranch dressing, but I still do add it there just for flavor.
Oh yeah, right. So we're gonna get started on our garlic. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I use to cut garlic. If I can get it out of this plastic. I'm not used to garlic coming in plastic, but I guess since we're all trying to be more super sanitary, they wrapped them in plastic. I'm used to the cloves. I mean, cloves, the bulbs with all the cloves just coming straight like this from the grocery store,
Yeah,
you know? So,
or the net.
anywho.
I buy the one where there's like six of them in the net.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I was on a hunt for groceries in Food Lion, which I'm new to this Charlotte area, and I've never been in a Food Lion before, never heard of it. Girl, can't find anything. And so when I found the garlic, I just grabbed the first first thing of garlic that I could find. I was like, oh, garlic, yes, exactly what I need. Yay. So I've already turned the heat on. I've turned it on medium high. Um, and so that's going to go ahead and start cooking the onions. And then once the chicken is defrosted, we will season that. Quick season salt and pepper. You can also do an all-purpose seasoning like Sap Your Mama, Tony's Chacheras. You don't want to put too much because the soy sauce already has enough salt and umami flavor. If you want to cut salt, of course, don't season the chicken with salt at all. And you can also do low sodium soy sauce. Trust me, it will still have enough flavor. So when you get your nice clove of garlic, you're just going to put it right on your cutting board. Turn your knife sideways. I like a Santuco knife, and you're just gonna smash right with your palm. And because this is on a stove, I'm not able to smash as hard, but normally it would flatten out, and this peel comes right off. And again, this is a home dish. It's not like a fancy culinary thing that you'd want to plate super duper fancy. This is home style cooking, delicious flavors, super quick, and we're just gonna drop that right in. We're just doing a quick dice on that. You don't have to finely mince it like you would garlic because all the flavors are just gonna marry together and be delicious. So 2 cloves of garlic is all you need. I like to OD on garlic, so sometimes I might put 3 to 6. But for the normal person, 2 cloves of garlic is perfectly fine, especially if they're large. Which these are pretty big cloves. I put garlic in everything. What about you? I know you said turmeric is a staple for you. Is garlic a staple ingredient for you?
Yes, garlic, onions, turmeric, not in everything, but in appropriate foods, I'll put it in. But definitely, there's always going to be the garlic, and there's always going to be them onions.
Yes. Look,
Now,
that
I
is
have
the
a
best
question about
flavor
onions.
base. Yes.
Do you prefer the red onions or the yellow onions
I'm so
or
glad
the
you
white
asked
onions?
that. So
Yeah.
yellow is a very good all-purpose onion. Red onions are a little bit sweet. So I actually only use red onions in like caramelized onions where I want to develop that sweet flavor, and I'm making almost an onion jam as a condiment. And then I also use red onions for guacamole. Well, for 2 reasons: because they don't have as much bite and punch, and guacamole is a raw treatment, but also they create that pretty color in your guacamole. So for color and sweetness, the red, all-purpose onions. If you want to get a sack of onions, I would do the yellow because they're nice and mild. If you like the bite of onion, which I do not, then get the white onions because that's going to give you the most potent flavor is that white onion. Also, the yellow onion is better for me because I can just cry like a baby chopping white onions because they're so potent. So also, if you want to kind of dampen the bite of an onion, you can actually pre-soak them in cold water and then rinse them off before you use them. So like if you dice them up and you're ready to put it in a raw treatment, you can soak those in water for 30 minutes to an hour and then drain, pat them dry, and use them then. Because I really don't like raw onions, but I will do them in a guacamole, a pico de gallo, or anything that kind of marinates it with an acid because it cooks it a little bit, kind of like ceviche, cooks fish and things like that. So yeah, so if you want to take the bite out for onions, soaking it is the way to go, or mixing it with an acid such as lime, lemon, or vinegar to just cut that tartness.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, what's your go-to dish to cook?
Okay, so being that I'm not the best of cookers.
I remember you saying that. I don't believe that because I believe that you purpose to make your food taste delicious.
My go-to is pancakes, eggs, and bacon.
Pancakes, eggs, and bacon. I love that. No,
Not
do you,
homemade
you ever
though.
do breakfast
Just
for
add water.
dinner?
Yeah. I do breakfast all the time, especially if I don't feel like cooking, because just add water, box of pancakes, the eggs cook very fast, and that bacon be cooking and it gets done quick.
Breakfast for dinner is one of my favorite things to do. All right, so let's get into the measurements now. It's super easy. We're just going to do a half a cup of soy sauce.
Now, is there a certain kind of soy sauce, or
I
just
grew
any
up
of
on
them?
Pico Mon, but it doesn't matter. You can do LaChoy, you can do store brand. It absolutely does not matter what brand of soy sauce. Like I said, if you want to reduce the salt content, of course, do low sodium. Now, on the apple cider vinegar, I always go with something that has what's called the mother. Even this is non-name brand. This is Nature's Promise. I think that's a grocery store brand, but it has the mother. And then what that means, it's going to have good actives. It's going to be good for your gut health, probiotics, all the things that you want for gut health.
Okay, I never knew that.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. And that apple cider vinegar is going to be good for literally everything. It's all-purpose, just like you said. It's going to be good for your salads. It's good if you want to add that to a marinade. Look, soy sauce, 1 part lemon or lime juice to 3 parts. Well, I'm sorry, to 1 part soy sauce, and then whatever your signature flavors are. Like now I'm going to live dangerously now because I don't know why they put this lid on that I can't do anything but dash the vinegar out. But we're gonna get this lid off.
I got a fun fact.
So
I have a fun fact about apple vinegar.
yes.
You can also use it to trap gnats.
That is a fun fact. So you can actually do apple cider vinegar, a little water, and then a little bit of dishwashing liquid. They'll be drawn to that, and they will die. Yes, very good. Good kitchen and household tip. I love that for us. So half a cup of soy sauce, half a cup of vinegar, and then just 1 cup of water. And because this will be cooking longer than 2 minutes, you can just use tap water. If your food is not going to be coming to a boil for more than 2 minutes, always, of course, use your spring water, your distilled water, or whatever. But if it's going to boil longer than 2 minutes, then you may, of course, use tap water. So we're going to use a cup of tap water. So we have our half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of soy sauce, 1 cup of water. We're going to put it right into the pan with our onions, and we're going to turn that up so that we can bring it to a boil. Check on our chicken, make sure it is good and defrosted. Looks like some of these are still a little bit icy, so we're going to put it in there just a little bit longer. So, Shine, you look kind of other as well as I do because I am mixed, as you know, with Black Filipino, a little bit of other stuff, but mostly Black and Filipino. So what is your ethnicity? What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, I am really known as a mutt, M-U-T-T.
No, not a mutt.
And that is due to the fact that I am Irish, German, African, Black Canadian, and French.
Wow, you speak any French?
No, bro, no.
Hilarious.
Oh yeah, si, oui.
No, see, those are 2 different languages. Si is Spanish, and we is French.
Oh well, then absolutely not.
There you go. You
There we
speak
have it.
poquito español and francés as well. She is bilingual, multilingual. She's a polyglot. All right.
Yeah, baby. Nope, we don't speak it.
Listen, it is the portion of our show where we have our Streamer star confessions, kitchen confessions. What is the worst thing, Shynezilla, you've ever cooked?
Oh my dear, the worst thing that I have ever cooked. Everything, my son says.
Not everything. Oh, he is roasting you, girl. He is roasting you. Speaking of roasting, listen, the top gifter of today's stream gets to choose another person to roast. Me and Shy will take turn roasting and toasting and talking bad about them. All you gotta do is spin some wheels, hit some buttons, and we will roast whoever you want. Look, try to be nice. Don't make us roast each other. Just pick someone else in the stream for us to roast together. That will be more fun. Oh, Lord. So, who taught you how to cook, Shy?
Well, I would have to say my mom, my dad, and my cousins. You know how the family is and stuff like that. But the problem with it is my family is very athletic. So
Mine
the
too.
ones who
We're
weren't
basketball
athletic, they
players.
were in that kitchen cooking. And then the ones who were athletic, you need to be placed into a team so they could be even, so we could play games. So although I started off in the kitchen at these gatherings, I always most likely ended up outside. So I did learn skills from my mom and my dad and everybody, but at the same time, it never really stuck. And then I've always ended up dating chefs. So throughout life, I never actually, they never wanted me in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying?
Get out of here, girl. We want you in this kitchen with us.
Yeah, their assist. I was the assist. So being a professional cooker was never, That's probably why I'm not
wasn't
married.
in the cards
I'm just
for you,
saying.
darling.
Probably why I ain't married.
Well, they say the key to a
Oh,
man.
can I tell you a story? I'll tell you my food
please
story.
do.
All right, so I'm trying to be like a better cooker. I put a dartboard in my kitchen because burnt was an ingredient for me for a very long time. And I wanted to do better, so I kept a dartboard in my kitchen so I stopped burning food. So the one day I'm trying to be all nice and romantic to my boo, and what had happened was he ate the food and was like, "Yeah, this is great. I appreciate you, but let's go out to eat."
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well, so what exactly did you cook?
What did I cook that day? I think it was chicken. Was it Brussels sprouts or?
Chicken
I think it
and
was
Brussels
the
sprouts.
chicken. Yeah, and rice. Oh, I think it was like the chicken, the rice, and asparagus.
Chicken,
Because
rice,
I'm gonna tell you now.
Asparagus is one of my
Asparagus-
favorite veggies, honestly.
Yes, but they're hit or miss. If you leave them in too long, they're too mushy. If you don't cook them enough, they're too
Oh
hard.
yeah, that's why I don't understand how people do the canned asparagus. It's just a mushy nightmare. So if you notice what I seasoned with, like I said, you can just do salt and pepper, garlic, whatever your favorite seasoning blend is. I just did today what's called the Cajun two-step. And it doesn't require much. I probably put less than a quarter of a teaspoon on there because these umami flavors are going to shine through. And as you can see, our stewing pot over here, our cast iron, handy dandy cast iron, is at a rolling boil. And we're just going to put the chicken right in. Super simple dish. It's going to go right in. And then, of course, now that, one, I have personally touched this chicken, and then also because my spoon I was using has touched the chicken, and because this bowl has touched the chicken, we're going to wash everything. Wash everything that touched raw chicken. We do not want to spread germs, bacteria, salmonella. As you know, chicken is notorious for salmonella. And then Shine and I were joking earlier about how people of color don't want their beef, par cooked, rare, medium rare. But people seem to forget beef and pork also carry salmonella. They're just less likely culprits to make you sick than chicken. But guess what? I want to take no chances. None. I want to take 0 chances. So we're going to do what now? Wash our hands again. Because when you're in the kitchen, it is important to wash your hands and surfaces whenever you touch any raw meat. So I kept all the chicken within this bowl, so it is the only thing. We got no cross contamination, and we're just gonna keep that going. So that actually is we usually I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, but literally just keep it going to a simmer. You bring it to a boil, then keep it to a simmer. Stir it around so that everything stays maintained. It's gonna take you about 20 minutes. The longer you cook it, the more condensed that sabal, we call it, the pot liquor, is going to get, and more flavorful. And we're just gonna let that run while we continue to talk about food. That's what we're here for, to talk about food. So, what is your guilty pleasure food? Your guilty pleasure. I almost forgot, girl. We gotta put some bay leaves in here. We're gonna drop 2 in there for the flavor. If we don't put it in now, we're not gonna get all the good flavor. What was I thinking?
Yo, good thing you caught that. Let's go.
I know, right? Let's go. See, we're gonna put just 2. That's all it takes because it's like really potent. Maybe we'll put 3. I'm extra.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. My guilty pleasure is a mixture of different cereals.
Oh, girl, what cereals do you like to mix together? Do tell. Because I got my own little cereal concoctions.
If you're gonna mix the cereal, you gotta do it right. You do not put mushy cereal with mushy cereal. So you need to put, like, for instance, I will do Cocoa Puffs with Cookie Crisp. You know, you want one, because the Cookie Crisp get mushy faster than the Cocoa Puffs. So you want a cereal that is a mush and a cereal that is a crunch. So that way when the mush be mushing, the crunch be crunching, and it evens it out.
That's a good tip. I love that. So, like, if I want to do chocolate, I could do, like, the Cocoa Puffs with the Cocoa Pebbles, and then I get a little mush and some crunch, too. Yes. Hot tip. I love that. So we're going to just discard this, and I'm going to put this in a plastic bag because anything that has, like, a strong, potent smell, if you don't compost it, if you put it in the trash, I like to tie that stuff up and seal it so that I don't smell it later or throw it outside.
Yeah.
So we're going to put that in a plastic bag, tie it up, put it in the trash, and we're going to act like that just never even happened.
Yeah.
So
and I also put ice. I also put ice in my cereal.
Girl, you do not put ice in your cereal. Now, why do you put ice in the cereal? Help me understand this part.
So you want to put a big piece of ice so you don't accidentally bite down on it when you eating. But you put a big piece of ice at the bottom of the cereal before I actually pour the cereal because for me it keeps my it keeps my milk cold.
Gotcha. Well, before I tell you my guilty pleasure dish, I'm like, what? Let's remind everybody that this is a feature show. Shine, you're the pro. Tell them the rules of feature shows.
No swearing, no nudity, no driving, no drinking of alcohol, and no smoking.
None of that stuff. Keep it PG, baby. Keep it PG.
Period.
This is Foodies with your host, Vixen. We've got special guest star, Shynezilla. It's all about food. The love of food, cooking food. We're making today a Filipino dish from my childhood because I am half Filipino. My mommy is Filipino. My parents met at Clark Air Force Base in the Philippines. And I have been eating this dish, I think, since I was probably able to eat anything, you know. They tell you not to feed your child solid food till they're 1. People of color just feed their children when they're able to eat. When they start chewing and wanting your food, we get them a little taste, and we just kind of go from there. So chicken adobo is a super umami dish, and the base of the sauce is soy sauce and vinegar. You will find this is a recurring theme in many Filipino dishes, and it is, of course, served over rice. So other than that, we've got our garlic, we got our onion, we got a little Cajun two-step to season the chicken, and as you can see, it's just cooking away. Just doing it. Actually, I wish I had smell-o-vision. It smells quite divine in here. It's quite divine. And because it's got that acid, it's going to break down the chicken meat, and it's going to be super-duper tender, delicious, just fall apart. It's important to make sure that you do use chicken that's on the bone. Whether you use a dark meat or white meat really doesn't matter, but on the bone, it makes a difference in the cooking process. If you use boneless chicken, it's just not going to be the same. It'll still taste delicious, but you're not going to get the same texture. You're not going to get the same thing. Of course, pork adobo is the thing. I personally don't eat pork, so I do chicken adobo. But lechon is what they call pork, and so that's also a thing. You can do this with, they do fish adobo, beef adobo. You can do this with any meat. It's quite delicious. And then also, if you leave out the water, then all those ingredients can make a great marinade for your meat, and you can roast that meat, barbecue it, saute it on a pan. Just makes a great marinade. And then we'll be back again Sunday, 6 p.m. All right, so a couple more questions before we get to our 3-ingredient challenge. If you could only eat one dish for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Yes, it would have to be baked potato, mashed potato, and potato salad.
Potato salad. So another potato dish. Oh, I didn't do my guilty pleasure. My guilty pleasure dish is cheesecake. And it is my guilty pleasure because I love to make cheesecake. We'll turn that down. I love to cook cheesecake. I love to eat cheesecake. I love it in all forms. And because of that, I only eat it once a year on my birthday. Shout out to my mommy again. She buys me a whole cheesecake for myself. I was born on Thanksgiving Day. So for Thanksgiving and my birthday, when they fall on 2 different days, she gets a turtle cheesecake from Jubilations Cheesecake in West Point, Mississippi, just for me. And then another turtle cheesecake for the Thanksgiving table because, I'm going to tear that whole thing up and eat it. That's why I don't do cheesecake but once a year, and I don't bake it because I will eat the whole thing. There will be nothing left for you. I'll have to make 2, one for the table, one for me. So that's my guilty pleasure. And if I had one thing to eat for the rest of my life, guess what it would be? Chicken and adobo with rice. Or I will have to say tacos or pizza because those are complete meals. They got everything you need. They got your meat. They got your dairy. They got every food. They got your veggies. Every food group is represented. They got your fats, everything you need. You got fiber, carbs, protein, just everything you need. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. I try to eat tacos at least 2 to 3 times a month. I switch it up. I'll use the shells, and then I'll start doing it like a grande.
All right, so it comes the time for our 3-ingredient kitchen challenge. Shynezilla is issuing the challenge to me today. So I've got my skillet ready. I've got my cutting board ready. I'm going to wipe that down in case I need it. Well, do I need it? Do I need to wipe this down? What are my 3 ingredients? Okay, great. We'll leave it there then. What are my 3 ingredients?
Your 3 ingredients are...
And I'll get as close as I can.
You got turmeric?
Girl, I'm in someone else's kitchen today. I don't have hardly anything in here. Let me see what we...
Okay.
I don't have turmeric. I have cinnamon.
No, we ain't
All right, so what's another ingredient we could pull out?
We're going to do salt, pepper.
Of course I have that. All right, salt, pepper.
And what about... I know we all be having that seasoning salt.
Girl, I do have some Lowry's up in here somewhere, girl. I have all-purpose salt-free seasoning. I have the Tony Chachera. And then, of course, I have this 2-step here. Which one did you want me to use? So, salt, pepper, and one of these.
Let's do the salt. Salt. So that way... I don't want to mess the meal up.
So we'll do salt, pepper, and then what was the other one? You want me to use one of these? Which one?
Yeah, what are they called again?
This one is all-purpose salt-free seasoning by Spicy Supreme. This one is Tony Chachera's famous Creole seasoning with also no salt. And then this one is Cajun 2-step fire seasoning.
Cajun! We're doing Cajun! Because I feel like it'll go good with the meal.
Go good with the meal. So, listen, I tell you what, since she gave me only seasoning, and we already are cooking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these ingredients and use them in my 90-second rice. So, we're going to throw this in the microwave for 90 seconds. This is a cheat. Don't tell my mommy that I didn't break out the rice cooker for this. We used to have a rice cooker going all the time. It was always rice ready to go, literally. All the time. And if you emptied the rice cooker, it was your job to redo it. Anybody who knows anyone Filipino, they already know we do not measure to use the rice cooker. You measure with your finger. So what you do is you put the rice in and you fill the water until you can stick your finger down and it does to this line. You touch the rice with the tip of your finger and then to this line has to be the water. It works every time. Don't ask me why. It really don't make no sense. But it is what it is. I don't know. Okay. So I'm going to wipe this down first. Because this was what I had my little onion stuff in just to toss. So then
My favorite rice is jasmine because I don't know if people
that's what
know,
we
but
got.
each rice grain has a different taste and a different cook. So if
Definitely
you're
do.
doing certain type of meals, you need to use a different type of rice. But I feel that jasmine goes with it all. Literally, you can use that
Jasmine,
in my opinion.
yes. Depending
Yeah,
on what you're
it's like
doing.
multi-purpose rice.
Right. We got basmati rice. You got the long grain wild rice, brown
Yeah,
rice. Oh, and then you have the Italian rice that you use to make risotto. So many different kinds of rice. So let me
yeah.
see. I've got this. Yeah, I'm not getting warming up below. Some of these eyes I don't think are working, but I don't know if this real. Let me check and turn it up and see does it get hot. Yeah, it's getting there. So what we're gonna do is take a little pat of butter and melt that. And once that gets good and melty, I'm gonna throw my rice in there. As you heard, the microwave just went off. I appreciate you not putting nothing too crazy in there for me, to mess up my little meal. Let's
No, I'm not trying to mess your meal up. I want this meal to be great.
Yes. I mean, it smells so good in here, y'all. And if you can see, the chicken is really starting to take on the color from the soy sauce. And that means the flavor is getting injected. Y'all got to remember, color means flavor. If your food ain't got no color, it ain't got no flavor. Color means flavor. Get some color in this meat. I'll turn it up. I had to turn it down because I started boiling over, but we're going to turn that up. We're going to get
Yeah, I
our
can see it
jasmine
cooking.
rice out of here.
I can see it cooking. I can see the scent going in the air. I'm like, I almost can smell it.
Girl, I think I was supposed to put a hole in this bag. It said 90-second rice. I did not read the directions. I just said, 90 seconds, ma'am. I think I was supposed to tear a hole in it.
Nope.
We're going to let it go. We're going to let this swelling go down a little bit before we cut it because I don't want it to burst.
All right.
So our butter is melting. And since it's melting, and we like flavor, we're going to add some garlic. Why not? It's a bonus ingredient. And that's actually...
And
Go ahead.
what is the best butter that you believe for this type of meal?
Girl, Kerrygold is just so good. It's the best butter, period. I'm telling you. And I don't care, unless you are on a reduced salt diet, don't ever get salt-free butter. Never.
Okay.
Unless you're on a, because
Okay.
it just doesn't taste as good. Even when you're
Okay.
baking and your recipes call for salt, still get the salted butter and add the same
Okay.
amount of salt. You just can't go wrong. Like I said, unless you're on a low sodium diet, then please, by all means, get what you need to do. And then also they have reduced sodium salt now. And then also MSG, which is branded as Accent in the grocery store. It got a bad rap. They were like, oh, it's bad for it. It's not. It has 60% less sodium than salt, and it's a flavor enhancer. So it doesn't make food saltier. It makes it more flavorful. So, hot tip: if you're not using MSG, like the Chinese food was notorious for using MSG, yes, get you some, because you can use less salt if you add MSG. You'll still need a little bit of salt, but you can use much less because it's got 60% less sodium, and it's just a good flavor enhancer. So we're just gonna slice up that garlic and
So
drop
what's
it
the
right in the
difference
butter.
between a soap being in a little bucket tube or just being individual sticks? Is there a difference?
Repeat that, between what being in a tube?
The butter. I said the
Oh,
soap. I
butter.
meant to say
Okay, yeah. So that's a good question. Most of the time, if butter's in a tub, it's not actually butter, it's margarine. So once upon a time, we thought margarine was better for you because, of course, it's not made from animal fat. It's made from vegetable oil. And it's also, less saturated fat. The problem with that is, and of course, if you're a vegan, by all means, use your vegan butter or use your margarine or whatever you have to do to maintain your animal-free life. However, I will say that what we've discovered is margarine, the process of making margarine and all the reduced fat, it creates trans fat. And as you know, trans fats are very bad for your health and cause various and sundry health issues. So for me, it is more conducive to my health. Just go ahead and eat the butter. Just use it in limited quantities. As you saw, I use a very small pat of butter in this. And actually, putting garlic in rice is also a Filipino dish. I'm not making it the way they usually do, but it's called sinagag, and so it's garlic rice. So it's very traditional. Put garlic in white rice. So we're using one of our secret ingredients, the pepper, and then also second secret ingredient per Shynezilla is our salt, and then we'll
Do you
put a
throw
little
the
bit.
salt behind your back?
Oh, that's
You know how people
right.
toss the
I
salt?
forgot, girl. I forgot. Little for
Hey.
luck. Little for
Hey.
luck. And then
Hey.
then we gotta do is pull the salt bay, right? And then we're just gonna put just a little bit of the Cajun chusa because it also has salt. And when you have to look at your ingredients to make sure if you are doubling up on salt, you're not putting too much of any one ingredient because it'll get real salty real quick up in here when you double up on the salt.
Yeah.
So again, this is Foodies. It is a feature show loading. Special guest star Shynezilla. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. The premise of this show is we're going to cook for y'all. We can cook your favorite childhood dish. Today we're cooking one of my favorite childhood dishes, chicken adobo. Super simple ingredients, super flavorful. We talk about food. We talk about life. As you can see, we've been all over the place. Talk about anything we doggone well please. So if you would like to be on the show, please inbox me on Instagram. You can also reach out to say my name. And we'll be happy to book you. It's super easy. We do a kitchen challenge, 3 ingredient. I can issue that challenge to you if you're comfortable. Or if you're not, you can issue it to me. Just come up with 3 ingredients for me to use. And we'll just rock with it.
You can issue me a challenge by challenging me to get one thing out of the refrigerator and I gotta eat it off my spoon.
I like that. That's a cute little challenge. So, first, remind us, Shynezilla, because you're the pro. What are the rules of a feature show, girl?
You are not allowed to swear. You're not allowed to be nude. You're not allowed to smoke cigarettes. You're not allowed to drink alcohol. You're not allowed to be driving.
There you go. No, we're going to keep it PG, no adult content. All right, so we're going to go with your challenge while this finishes up. It is almost done. We got a few minutes left because we got a plate and do a taste test, girl. We're going to see how it tastes, how it looks, all that good stuff. So, I'm going to go one more on your challenge. I want you to get 3 things out of your refrigerator, put them together, and take a bite. Any 3 things out of your refrigerator.
All right. I'll be back.
Yes. So again, this is chicken adobo, the national dish of the Philippines. Birthday, Ides of March. They announced it on March 15, which was the same day of my baby brother's birthday. Happy birthday, baby brother. He was recently commissioned into the Army National Guard. Congratulations, baby bro. I will not salute you, even though I was in the Army. We're not doing that. We're going to find us a plate. We're going to get us a big old white plate so that you can see the food. We're going to get it ready. So let's remove our knife, put that in the sink. Let's get our cleaning cloth so we can wipe this down. Our cleaning solution. I like to use all natural cleaning stuff, but whatever you use, just make sure you follow the rules. If you use bleach, that is great, but make sure that you wipe the bleach off with water and then eat off the surface. All right, what 3 ingredients did you find?
Well, I did beyond ingredients. I got us 3 things. I got us them potatoes that I like so much.
Yum potatoes, we love that.
I got us a little bit of burger.
A burger, girl, you make me hungry now.
And some mustard.
Mustard! If you know, you know. All right, let's get it. One bite.
These are leftovers.
Leftovers, yes, right out of the fridge. How's it taste? Tell us how it tastes. Yes, A1. We love it. Love to see it. So we're going to get our special ingredient rice. Get that on the plate. I personally, I grew up eating vegetable oil because that traditionally is what food is cooked with in the Philippines, whether it's, fried rice or frying lumpia, which is a Filipino egg roll, it's always vegetable oil. But because it's heart healthy, I have switched over to olive oil or avocado oil. It's not traditional, but it's better for you. So, actually, I'm going to get a fork and taste this rice. I'm going to see what you did, girl, with this 3-ingredient challenge. Taste this rice and see, is it good? Let's see here. What do we do here?
Fingers crossed.
I'm not going to lie. You know what? I'm glad you issued that challenge because their rice is hitting, girl. Your rice is booming.
It's that Cajun. It's the Cajun. Pop it off.
So this chicken, I don't know if you see, but it's cooked all the way through. So what you can do is once you get your chicken out, you can continue on to cook the sabaw, as we call it. That's Filipino word, Tagalog word for the pot liquor, you know. Get it nice and thick, and that way you can actually use it as a sauce. So, but today we're going to go ahead and get it plated up, and I'm going to leave most of the sauce in here because I'm actually going to cook that down. Get it cooked down for later. You can cook this as long as you want. There's no such thing as overcooking chicken adobo. It's only going to get more concentrated flavors. The chicken is only going to get more tender. But these are done, especially because they're wingettes and not whole wings. It takes no time for wingettes to get cooked. And they are all done. So I'm making this mountain girl. If you can see it, let me know when you think it looks pretty good. And we can start.
Oh, it's looking good. So it's looking good. Look at that steam coming off. You know, them smells is in there.
So is that good? We good then?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm going to leave this to continue to cook. And then I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to get a big spoon and get some of that sabaw so we can go right up over the top. All right, so we're almost to the end. We are getting to the point where it is time for the big taste test. But Shine, while we're waiting on that, tell everybody where they can find you and about your own special feature show. You go, girl, feature show host.
Yeah, so basically on Fridays at 8 p.m., y'all, you know, when I come through, it's called In the Works, and it's about passion. If you have a passion, I will go ahead and guess it. And if you don't have a passion, you could come through and guess my AIs. So if you would like to be booked, just hit us up, me or Beard Raider, and come through this Friday because yours truly, Vixen, will be on the show trying to stump me with her passion.
I'm going to stump you. I stumped you last time with my passion of writing, but I have more passions to come, and hopefully you don't figure it out. But if you do, guess what? It will still be fun. And I think that's a super cool element you added with the AI. So cool. AI is such a useful tool. All right. So, do you have anything else to add before we do our final taste test? And how do you think the food looks, girl?
I mean, listen, I'm going to rate it a 10.
10 out of 10 for plating. I love that.
And I'm going to rate the information was a 10. I know everything about it now. You broke it down to us so easily. Even for a non-cooker, I feel like I would be able to actually go cook that meal.
You could do it, girl. Oh, and then the challenge. How do you rate the challenge on a scale of 1 to 10? How do we do, girl?
You did a 10. That's 10. Gang,
all right.
Gang.
I'm going to go for this stromette because that's my favorite piece of the chicken. It's super hot, so I'm actually going to take it with my fork and then get a little bit of this rice and a little onion and take a bite. This is for you guys. Taste that first, and this is for me. Ooh, it's hot. Oh my God, you know what this tastes like? This tastes like my childhood. Seriously, it's so good. Yeah, I'm gonna eat all this, and just in time, because that's the hour. That is our hour. This has been Foodies. Thank you so much to our special celebrity streamer guest, Shynezilla. Sometimes she even makes great appearances in her own stream, but she will talk to you. She's off camera a lot, but she's paying attention, y'all. And then she does the coolest videos I've ever seen with her animated characters. Super, super cool. Thank you so much for being here, Shynezilla. If you want to be on an episode of Foodies with Vixen808, please tap in with me, Vixen808 on Instagram, or with your boy, Big IP. Say my name. We'll get you booked. Next week, we have the venerable, the one, the only top badge, Ms. Unique. We'll be making nachos with a special twist. Thank y'all for coming. Well, we almost forgot. Top gift for the stream. Who is it? Gets to pick someone for us to roast. Are you still here, Savage Wheezy? We gotta roast somebody, girl. That's okay, Savage.
Amazing.
That's
okay,
amazing
Savage. Show. I had a
Weezy,
great
you
time.
can pick someone and we'll get them roasted, even if we had to make a poster roast them. So he's disappearing on us, but thank you so much, Savage Weezy, for being number one of the stream. You get to pick somebody to roast. Y'all have a good night. Shynezilla, anything else to add before we close out, girl?
It's an amazing show. I will come back anytime. Good job.
Please
and
do.
So
And
great.
pick something. And I'll make you some fried chicken because I did learn from my mom's mistakes. And I know how to cook some mean fried chicken, girl. All right, y'all have a good night. Thanks for coming. That's our show. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, I think we did pretty good. And this food is so good. I'm going to tear this up, y'all. Like, really, I'm going to tear it up.